What is up, Power Maniacs? Pyrostasis here, and today we're going to be doing kind of a different video. I'm going to show you guys how to kind of protect yourselves from scams on Arkham Network. Arkham Network uses economy signs, and no offense to anybody who enjoys economy signs, but personally for me, I think they're quite possibly one of the worst sell shops that you could possibly have on your server. And we're going to cover some of the reasons why today. So let's start off with one of the most classic scams that we've got right here. This is the Magma Cream scam. It's a e-token scam. It's basically the only real secondary market on Arkham. And it's what everybody wants. It allows you to enchant, etc., etc. So people are going to sell them. And right now, as of the making of this video, which is, I believe, August 31st, 2014, the Magma Creams sell between 60 billion and 100 billion. So that seems to be the rough estimate. So as you can see down here in chat, people are just broadcasting over and over and over and over and over again, which basically makes chat useless in the plots. But you'll see people that will be like, 60, 90, 80, and you just basically sit here until you see somebody that says, oh, holy shit, there's 120 billion. Well, let's go take a look at that. Well, 9 out of 10 times somebody that's selling that high up is full of shit. Now, not always, but most of the time. So let me show you a couple methods on how you can spot those. So you teleport here at the spawn, you're gonna land right here, and you're gonna see 100 billion for Magma Cream 1, Magma Cream 2, and you're gonna be like, oh, this is badass, what the hell? And you're like, wait, what? Why is there a thing here? And you're gonna go ahead and wanna click on that sign. You may wanna even do the math on it real quick and make sure it says 100 million. You're like, wow, that's badass. This is pretty cool. This guy's gotta be legit. You click on the sign, you're gonna lose a lot more than you think. If you scroll back out to here and you crouch, you can see it's actually 1,000. He's buying 1,000 e-tokens for 100 billion. Now the problem with this dude, and I don't know if economy signs work this way, but if you have less than 1,000, I don't think the sign's gonna work. Now it might. I don't know. Like I said, I don't mess with economy signs all that much, but he might want to lower that number to maybe 10 and make a little bit more. I mean, you're gonna hit a lot more people. Then again, 1,000 of them, you find somebody with some deep pockets, that's gonna kind of suck. So that right there is issue number one. And let me show you a different sign so you guys can get a little bit easier feel for it. Right over here, you can see the quantity is 100. And so what that basically means is every time you click that sign, you're going to be giving this dude 100 tokens. So watch for the number right under their name. That's where you want to kind of protect yourself. Make sure that says 1, because a lot of times people are just focused on the price. And then you totally miss the number right above it, and then you get completely screwed over. One other thing I'd recommend is when you find a guy like this, ignore him. That's /ignore, like that, and then their name. So for this guy, it's Semgar. Slap that. That way you'll never see his broadcast again. You'll never have to deal with that individual again, and he'll be completely screwed over from any future business from you. So should he decide to not be a piece of shit later down the road, well, it's not really going to matter because, screw me once, shame on you. Screw me twice, shame on me. All right, let me show you a couple other bugs. All right, so here's one of the other issues you're going to have to be careful with. You'll get somebody that'll say, hey, guys, I got like 10 trillion, but hurry. I'm buying for 100 billion. You need to get here quick. And so you'll get like 10, 20 people that'll show up, and everybody's going to be crowded around the sign, and you're going to be really tempted to click it really quick because, it looks like a lot of zeros. What you don't notice is if you break it down, there's 3, there's 3, there's 3. You're selling them for 10 billion instead of 100 billion. So instead of selling at about 40 billion more than the average, you're actually selling at 50 billion less than the average. So instead of ending up with a few trillion dollars, you're going to be ending up with like nothing. So make sure you count your zeros. It takes a couple seconds. It's kind of a bitch when there's a bunch of people around, but at the end of the day, you can only get your e-tokens really once a day in bulk. It's better to maybe miss a few of those high quality flash sales than it is to jump on a sale immediately and blow all your money. So count your zeros, make sure you're careful. Finally, there's this last scam. And this one today, oddly enough, I couldn't find one, so I had to make it myself. I'm so sorry, guys. I tried so hard. But this one will almost look legit, especially when you've got a lot of numbers there. If you've got that at 10 million or 10 trillion or something along those lines, or 100 billion, the period gets way over here on the left. Way over here on the left. And you may not notice it at first. But if you buy from this sign, it's not going to buy it at 1,000. It's going to, or sell it at 1,000. It's going to sell it at 0.1 or 0.9. I'm not quite sure how it works math-wise, but it gets kind of annoying. So watch for that little period. Watch for that little period. And I don't know if this is the exact way you do it. There may be another way you have to get it set up, but I do know what to look for. It's the period. So if you're going to sell to something like this over here, and you see a period on the left of that S, don't do it. Because that's going to screw up your little purchase, and you're going to be a very angry badger. A very angry badger. So I guess, you know, the best advice that I can give you about not getting scammed here on Arkham is, you know, simply take the time, look around, make sure, you know, the quantity is what you're looking for, make sure the numbers are what you're looking for, make sure there's no period before the S, you know, make sure that there's not anything funky looking with the sign. You know, if you get a weird feeling, it's probably a good idea to just wait. It's probably a good idea to just wait. And, you know, like I said, if it sounds too good to be true, then odds are it probably is. So just keep yourself, you know, your expectations in order. Take the extra time to look at that sign carefully, and hopefully you won't get completely screwed over. So anyways, hopefully these tips will help you keep yourself from getting scammed. If you found this video helpful, please slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.